Welcome, everyone. My name is Keri Roberts. I am the brand evangelist for North America at ReadSpeaker. And today we are talking about the latest trends in voice technology, what companies want to know. Now, before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about who we are at ReadSpeaker. So, we are a text to speech company, or as I'd like to say, the voice that speaks back to you in a conversational AI experience. And so we solely focus on text to speech. We've been doing it for over 20 years. And we are a global company. We have been focused in the education and the publishing space for a long time. And then with the growth of smart speakers not so many years ago, we started to create our sub brand, ReadSpeaker.ai, to focus on the conversational AI space with things like creating synthetic voices for IVR, smart speakers in the car, and so forth. So, with our talk today, we've been doing this a long time, as I mentioned, but also just in the last few years, really looking at what has been trending. Voice technology has been around for a little while. What are we kind of noticing that's happening in 2021 and as we go into 2022? So, the first thing is that privacy matters. We've all heard the term before, data is king, and we all know that whoever owns the data wins. And so for us at ReadSpeaker, it's something that we've believed from the very beginning that all of our clients should 100% own their data. It's why we never keep or use any of our clients' data. But the reason this is so important is when we think about when smart speakers first came about, maybe not as many people were on them or using them, but now we're starting to see a lot more growth on the smart speakers as well as other areas of voice technology. And people want to make sure not only is their data safe, but that they own it. They want to know what the specifics are. They want to keep their data secure. They want to be able to grow and not hand over the importance of their information to a large cloud operation. Now, the other piece of this that we've kind of noticed is that we're starting to see organizations really start to look for and ask for custom branded voices. Now, I like to relate this to how podcasting was a few years ago. When podcasting first started, people realized that it was a show and they wanted to add music. And so they would go into a site, they would pay maybe $5, and they would have a song that they could use in any way they wanted, but so could everybody else. And in the very beginning, it wasn't a big deal. There weren't that many people that were doing this. But as we started to see podcasting grow, especially over the last few years, what people started to notice was that other people were using the same song that they were. In fact, many times it was their competitor. And so they couldn't really differentiate. And they decided to really kind of invest in sonic branding into their podcast shows. Now, this is something we've seen now in voice. In the beginning, a lot of people felt comfortable with the default voice that maybe came with a system or a smart speaker of some kind because there weren't that many people doing it in the beginning. But now that we're seeing so much more adoption for voice technology, we're noticing that organizations want to have and own their own voice. They want to have a consistent voice, something that is in line with the rest of their branding, something that makes them stand out and is recognizable to their users, whether it's customers or potential customers. So we at ReadSpeaker, we do help create these custom text-to-speech voices for organizations because we have seen this trend that is starting and continuing to grow. Companies want to own their data, and that includes their own voice that's unique to them as well. Now, the second trend that we've been seeing recently is really this shift towards having real live human support. So, technology is great. It can help us save money. It can help us be more efficient. It can replace the human tasks that we don't enjoy. But voice technology is only one of many new technologies that are out. And every single piece of technology is constantly changing. We know that in this industry. And the challenge is that can start to feel really overwhelming and frustrating for potential organizations. And what happens is they're starting to see voice companies simply only have an FAQ page. And generally, that's just not enough for organizations. They have more complex problems, they have questions, and they really just want to talk to a live human being. And so it's something that we've seen has really been trending. And we at ReadSpeaker, we have a global support team. We have people that are in different time zones, locations. We meet them where they're at, whether they want to chat, they want to do email or talk on the phone. And we have different languages available as well. And so we're really seeing this need for people to have that live customer support for those more complex problems. That way, they can leave the interaction feeling heard. They feel much more at ease, much more comfortable, and much more knowledgeable in how the technology that they've decided to implement works and potentially how to fix it. So, this is a big one that we're seeing as well. And then the third one that we've noticed in terms of trends, again, this year going into next year, is this need for expertise. So, again, when kind of voice technology really came into play a few years ago, everyone kind of said they did everything. There was a lot of startups, and just no one really knew who to go to. But now that organizations are starting to realize that voice is here, it's growing, it's going to cost money, it's going to take time. They want it to be done right. And they want to work with experts that they can trust, that have been in their area of expertise for many years and can prove it. That's what they're looking for. So again, for us at ReadSpeaker, we only focus on text to speech. That is our sole focus. So that's our area of expertise. We have a ton of linguists and research scientists that work on our team that really understand and really go through the human language to find all those important nuances. How do we showcase emotion? How do we use our inflection? Do we speak slow? Do we speak super fast? Do we speak really excited? Do we get really maybe kind of sad? So, all of these pieces that we do in everyday language, our team studies that, works with our technical team, and then is able to bring that to life through these text to speech voices. So, that's our area of expertise. But all of us here, for the most part, are in the industry. One of the things that we've also noticed is that no one can do everything. And so you need a team of specialists. So these businesses and brands and organizations are looking for that team of specialists. So they don't want to have to do all the research and find everyone and have to vet them. They want to work with people that can be trusted and have been doing it for a long time. So for us, we work with partners. So if somebody needs ASR or they need conversational design or biometrics or whatever it is, it's not our area of expertise, but we can recommend partners we've worked with. And our partners do the same for us. So they are able to recommend us if somebody needs something that's much more custom or a great text to speech. So needing expertise is now of utmost importance to these organizations. So privacy, live human customer support, and expertise. And I just want to share with you some of the clients that we've worked with recently, and that really kind of showcase this trend in this direction. So the first one is Spotify. We worked with Spotify on their US product called CarThing. And CarThing is a device that you can put in your vehicle, and you can ask it to play a certain playlist, a certain artist, to shuffle, whatever it is you want. And then it speaks back to you in a customized ReadSpeaker text-to-speech voice. Now, when asked why they worked with ReadSpeaker, they mentioned our company's deep expertise in custom branded voices powered by deep neural networks and our broad range of natural sounding voices the company creates. So, right here, expertise is extremely important to them in choosing the right voice company to work with for text to speech. And then the other thing they said was the availability to have embedded and cloud based solutions. So they wanted multiple deployment options, but they also wanted that need for privacy. So privacy and expertise here are things that were pretty important to Spotify. Another company we worked with in the government space is Lockheed Martin. So we worked with them with their F-35 Lightning II jet training module. This is one of the most advanced fighter jets in the world currently. And they needed a voice to be able to educate those that were trying to use this new fighter jet. And so they came to ReadSpeaker to have a voice created for them. And again, when asked why did they choose to work with us, they said it was about our company's 20 years of experience in the voice tech space and our previous experience working in classified environments. So you have right here not only looking for expertise in terms of voice technology, but they want to work with a company that understands the importance of privacy. So we understand privacy, but we've also worked with organizations. For a company that's in government, this is extremely important. They talked about the provided extraordinary levels of customization of both their voice technology and end user licensing agreements and our worldwide support. So, again, having that live human support matters. So, for Lockheed Martin, they fit into all three of those trends: privacy, live human support, and expertise. And then the third one I want to mention is MSC Cruise Lines. They are a hospitality company, and we worked with them on two different projects. The first one was for their digital assistant, Zoe. So this was in each of the cabins for those on the cruise ship. And they're able to ask Zoe various questions, such as, what time is dinner? Can I make a reservation? What's the schedule for today? Really anything that has to do with the cruise. And in return, it will speak back in ReadSpeaker voices, and it does so in 8 different languages that we've created, depending on what the user chooses. Now, for MSC Cruise Lines, they are really about expertise. And so here on this particular project, again, we used our area of expertise in text to speech, but we also worked with Harman International so that we could create a tremendous experience for those that were on the cruise. They then worked with us again for their Rob the Robot, and this is a robotic bartender that's on their cruise ships. And this robotic bartender can greet you, it can tell jokes, it can make drinks, and it does so again in 8 different languages, depending on what the user chooses to use. So I want to show a short video of how this works. You can hear a voice and also see how the robot interacts.
I am pouring this galactic delicacy just for you. I don't know whether I'm better at making drinks or dancing.
And so, as you can see, again, as we kind of talk about these trends, you're seeing some of these very well known companies around the world really looking at these are the things that are important to them. I wanted to share one of our recent voices, Adam, so you can see kind of the mix of emotions and emphasis and paralinguistics that we can add to our voices.
This is my normal speaking style, but I can also sound apologetic or really angry, and I can even whisper. I can also emphasize words. This is not what I meant. This is not what I meant. I can also speak in a wildly varying style, using the intonation feature. Or I can do the opposite, speaking with almost no melodic variance, which sounds quite robotic.
I can also change the tone of my voice without changing its pitch,
using the form and shifting feature.
Lastly, using the paralinguistic or SFX files, I can, for example, yawn, cry, or laugh. Thanks for listening.
So, again, making sure that we are looking at these trends, privacy, customer support done in a live human way, and making sure you have the expertise are the trends that we're seeing for companies and what they're asking for from their voice technology vendors. And if you have any questions, if you want to learn more about us, check out our website at readspeaker.ai or follow us on Twitter or LinkedIn at ReadSpeaker. And you can connect with me personally on LinkedIn or by emailing me at Keri, Keri.Roberts at readspeaker.com. Thank you.